The Rise of David and the Fall of Pete, a boxing rivalry. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to dive into an inspiring and thrilling story about two kids in a small town who went from facing their fears to stepping into the boxing ring. We have Pete, the former bullied kid who found strength in boxing, and David, the talented new kid who comes in with a fire that reminds us all of Pete's early days. Grab some popcorn and let's explore their rivalry and how that tension built up to an unforgettable showdown. All right, let's start with Pete. Picture this: a kid who, like many of us, faced bullying growing up. He was picked on, felt small, and dealt with tons of insecurities. But instead of letting that drag him down, Pete found his escape through boxing. I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story, right? He worked tirelessly, trained hard, and slowly built a reputation in the ring. From being that kid who got shoved around in school, he transformed into a confident fighter, earning the title of the best boxer in town. Yet, there was always a hint of insecurity lingering beneath that tough exterior. You know what I mean? It can be hard to shake off the past, especially when your rise has been so dramatic. Now enter David. He moves into town with a hunger that's hard to ignore. Just picture him, young, full of life, and instantly standing out for his raw boxing talent. It's like he was made to compete. While Pete had his struggles and hardships to fuel his motivation, David had this natural ability combined with a passion that made him a force to be reckoned with. At first, things were pretty friendly. They shared a love for boxing and hits of camaraderie. But you could feel the shift brewing. David had that spark that reminded people of Pete before he became a legend. And of course, that leads us right into the brewing rivalry. As weeks went by, tensions mounted. The local buzz was all about the face-off between these two fighters. Everyone was excited, and honestly, so were the two boys. But then, disaster strikes. David gets into an accident. Can you imagine the emotions? While Pete acted all supportive on the outside, deep down, he felt a little spark of relief. Let's be real, there's always a bit of that competitive edge, right? He whispered to himself, maybe he's just scared, as he boasted to his friends about David's misfortune. But the real twist came when David healed up and declared he was ready to fight. Talk about rising from the ashes. The buzz surrounding the match intensified, and suddenly there was this whole new level of anticipation in the air. Then came the big night. Stadium packed, everyone cheering. You could feel the electric energy flowing through the crowd. It was finally time for the main event. Both Pete and David were ready to face off. Picture this: the lights dim, the announcer's voice booming over the speakers, and tension thick enough to cut with a knife. As the fight got underway, you could see Pete trying to impose his usual confidence. He aimed to bulldoze past, using his experience to put David on the back foot. But oh boy, had David been preparing. His resilience and skill were on full display as round after round they went toe-to-toe. The two fighters pushed each other's limits, showcasing skills that had the crowd on the edge of their seats. It was like watching a perfectly choreographed dance, both of them moving with precision and power. Fast forward to the last round. The atmosphere was tense, and both fighters were giving it everything they had. Each punch thrown echoed the hard work they had both put in. As the seconds ticked down, David suddenly unleashed a rapid-fire series of punches, weaving in and out with a combination that left everyone gasping. And just like that, boom! He knocked Pete down with only 10 seconds left on the clock. The crowd erupted. People were jumping, cheering, and gasping in disbelief. You could see the shock on Pete's face. This wasn't just a loss, it was a statement. So what does all of this mean? In the end, it wasn't just about who won or lost. It's about growth, resilience, and pushing past your limits. Pete learned that sometimes the hunger to succeed can shift, and it's okay to embrace that change. Meanwhile, David showcased that raw talent can shine when coupled with dedication. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this story about Pete and David, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you relate to more? The underdog or the rising star? Until next time, keep chasing those dreams.